what is the most um, dangerous part of being a private investigator?
Most dangerous part. Okay, so down the road, private investigator has our job is to put our nose in other people's business, and some people don't like that. I mean, most of people don't like that, but some are getting very obsessed and frustrated. It depends on the case. So it could be dangerous sometimes because our investigation we had someone being indicted by the government, so they are criminal or they're related to criminal groups, and it could be a backflash to you. You can come by and they can try to kill you, they can try to hurt you or your family as well. So
It's not like the movies. They picture that it's a nice life, lifestyle.
oh, you're talking about Magnum PI?
Yeah.
No, Magnum PI, it's nice movie. I wish I can drive a Ferrari. That's not the case. But
Welcome back to episode 4. And right now, what we are going to witness is a day in a trade. I'm going to tap into the mind of the expert. And as you remember, I am the rookie. And so I got the opportunity here to get him to show what is a day like for a PI.
my God, a day for a PI. Are we recording now?
Yes, we are.
We're live.
You are live.
My God, I didn't know. But now
That-
I know. That's nice. Okay, so how did the day start for a PI? I mean, the day never stopped. We are always working. Being a PI, it's not really a job. It's a lifestyle. I mean, it's part of you. It's part of your life. Everything you do, you got to be careful what you do. It's very important that, it can affect a lot of people, a lot of results, because people hiring us to find the truth, uncover the truth, and they trust us. So, so everything we say has a very strong impact. Everything we do has a very strong impact. That's what I learned down the road with my experience all those years. We're doing private investigation. I mean, this is a serious job. This is not a job that, 9 to 5, you do every day the same thing. It's not. Every time, every day, it's something different. Every time it's a new case, it's a new person, it's a new, I will say, more kind of an emergency for everybody who come to see us, because they come to us with problems and they expect us to fix the problem.
I was going to ask you, what is the most stressful part of being a PI?
The most stressful part, I mean, it's to deal with the client, not to deal with the subject. When the subject is the person that we are investigating, to deal with the client is difficult, because everything we do, like I say, they don't come to us. They come to us because they have problems. So it's a kind of a crisis management. So they are desperate. They have, emotional. It could be emotional. It could be, many things. People come to us for murder, for cheating spouse, for corporate investigation. So it's always dramatic. I mean, it's always for something bad most of the time. So it's a lot of pressure from them, and they want an update. Sometimes I have clients that just sign the agreement with them. They just retain us. They left the office, and an hour after, they're calling me and they say, any update? So it is the kind of pressure that we have from the client.
And also, I see by being under your wings, I see that you have to have like a thick skin to handle the stress of the conversation and the pressure from the client. I witnessed someone who came to you in a very desperate situation. It was scary to see the emotional state of this person. And I got a bit affected by it. But you, on the other hand, you were like, you hold it up. And so I want you to talk about that. How is that something?
Oh, because in our job, you can't take things personal, okay? So otherwise, you're not going to make it. the stress, the energy, the bad energy that you receive every day when you deal with client. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to meet them. You can only on the phone, you can feel the level of anxiety, the level of emotion, especially for cheating spouse. I mean, always a lot of an emotion. It's very emotional because people come to us, they've been married for 30 years, and all of a sudden their like comfort zone, their life, everything is collapsing because we give them the bad news. We give them that proof and evidence that their spouse has been cheating on them. And, it's a lot of trust in relationship. And when the trust is gone, it's very emotional for them. So a lot of time we have to deliver the news, the bad news. Sometimes we have to deliver the good news, which is good. Okay, it happens, but more often the bad news, I'll be honest with you, because when people come to see us, they believe that their wife or their husband has been cheating. They are probably right at 80% because they have intuition. They live with that person. They know that person for so long. So they can, notice very easily red flag. So if they take the opportunity to come to see us, it's probably because they have a very strong feeling of cheating or anything else.
Oui, en French, on dit...
En français?
On dit confidence.
Confidence.
Confidence, alors. When...
Is it same thing in English, confidence?
Right.
Yeah.
So when I have seen that at one point on the conversation with you, your client gets to be like your friend. It's like he started to give you everything and you are kind of like listening. And so where is the bottom line between being a private investigator and a therapist?
I mean, we're not that the difference is that we don't have the certification as a therapist. We have the certification as a private investigator. But somewhere the job is very similar, except that we are following people. We are looking for the truth. The therapist is just listening to you. Okay. So, and we do both. So I have clients coming to my office and talking to me about their personal problem with their husband. It's very personal. Sometimes it's very intimate. So we have to deal with that. And it's part of the work because like I said, they come and they ask you to investigating their private life. So they have to tell you a lot of detail. Sometimes we have questions. They ask us if we can do certain things that will shock you, but I heard a lot of different things in my life, a professional life, I mean.
Sure. I was reading one of the comments from one of the people who follow you, and he was asking if you can put together a team elsewhere outside Florida to help them with any situation that they require a private investigator.
Yeah, we do an investigation all over the United States. We do also international investigation. A lot of time we take the investigation to another country in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. I mean, it depends on the needs of the investigation. For example, I had clients, they are private lender from London. They're not from US, they're private lender from London. I do a lot of due diligence for them because they are lending a lot of money to their client, and their client have projects. They're financing their project. So sometimes it goes to $10 million to $100 million project. So they want us to do a deep due diligence on them. So we have to travel. It takes 3 weeks of surveillance. Like we're watching them for 3 weeks. We, follow everywhere. A lot of them, they are business people, so they travel country to country. So we have to follow them. Like I did one not too long ago. We start the investigation in Germany. We went to Spain. We follow it to Italy, and then we end up in Switzerland. So,
wow. And
it took 3 weeks to figure out what's going on with this guy. We do a complete deep research to make sure that, for example, we do like kind of investigate. We want to know how his lifestyle is. If he doesn't spend more money than he's making, like if he doesn't, like buying very expensive car, taking private jet for just going to see his mistress, all those things that people want to know because it's a lot of money involved, to see if he's not a gambler, for example, if he's not going to a casino. So that this is a fear for those kind of clients, because when you're a gambler, you're pretty addicted and you're gambling a lot of money. So, and when you have access of a lot of money like that, even if it's for your business, but people do stupid mistakes and they start to gamble the money that they just got for this project. And we're talking about millions of dollars. So they want to know that. They want to know, few things, personal things, to see if he's a family man, if he has is he very stable in his family, if he share, some time with his wife, with his children, things like that. That show a balance of life,
Right.
for those kind of investors. Okay. And, it's not only like bank account, credit report, all those things. They also want to see how this person is. Sometimes people goes to a middle crisis age and they start playing around. And that's very disturbing for the business because you're not in balance.
That is interesting because where exactly under the umbrella of investigation that falls? Into corporate investigation?
Yes, it's corporate investigation. It's business, corporate. We call that like a deep due diligence. This is expensive service, but, they're willing to spend some money because there is a lot of money involved. It's not like a regular background check. So we check everything. Okay. And so we do this kind of work.
You talk about the stressful part. Now, let me ask you, what is the most dangerous part of being a private investigator?
Most dangerous part. Okay, so down the road, private investigator our job is to put our nose in other people's business. And some people don't like that. I mean, most of the people don't like that, but some are getting very obsessed and frustrated. It depends on the case. So it could be dangerous sometimes because our investigation, we had someone being indicted by the government. And so they are criminal or they're related to criminal groups, and it could be a backflash to you. You can come by and they can try to kill you. They can try to hurt you or your family as well. So
it's not like the movies they picture that it's a nice lifestyle.
You're talking about Magnum PI?
Yeah.
No, Magnum PI, it's a nice movie. I wish I can drive a Ferrari. That's not the case. We're doing good. I mean, a good PI make a good living. So not the problem. The problem is you're creating enemies down the road and you do so many cases. It could be dangerous. So sometimes even it can be dangerous because I have clients coming to the office, people coming to the office, they are criminal. They are criminal. I don't know. I never met them. It's the first time I met them, but they're criminal. And they're looking to use your services to commit crime, to help them commit crime. So you also have to be careful with that. It never happened to me, but I know someone another PI had this kind of things, and some guys came to the office. He asked to do a background check. They did a background check on somebody else. And 2 days after, they find the person, well, the guy did the background check. They found the body in the trash container. Okay, so they use the PI to find this person, and then they kill the person. And of course, the private investigator receive, because we have access of specific data, very detailed, and it's a privilege to obtain those database. And they see that this private investigator ran the background. This person died 2 days ago. So the police came and they asked him, "Why did you run this contract?" And this private and this background check. And then, of course, you got to keep a record on that. Usually I get the driver license, make a copy, get the name, even get a photo.
So when you run a background check, it's like a record, is a log that stays on the run that you
Yeah. I have to give a reference, like I give the reference a case number or name of the client, so then I can remember who I run the background for. And so if something happened bad, they come to me, they say, who was your client? Who's the person? So I give information. So those things, if you follow rules to keep track of who you're running for the background check, it's okay. But some people don't, and they do a lot of background and they don't remember. And that's the problem. And that's where you can get in trouble.
Got it.
Okay.
When you're doing surveillance and you were stopped by the cops, there are some videos out there that they say that they can challenge the cops and they don't have to disclose their identity or what they are about. But again,
but that's, I'll be honest with you, is disrespectful. Police officer is doing a job. And if he stops you because for a traffic violation, usually most of the time, I would say 99.9%, they have a good reason to stop you. Okay, so you have to respect. I always recommend when you get stopped by the police, don't play around, don't follow whatever you see on social media, because it's the best thing to get you in trouble.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So just give your driver license, registration, insurance, put your hand on the wheel, put your windows down, and don't argue.
And if you are concealed, you have to also let him know that you are
I don't know if you have to let him know, but if he asks you if you carry a firearm, yes, you say, yes, I carry a firearm, and that's it. Usually they don't bother you because Florida, it's you have the right to carry a firearm. Maybe they might ask you if you have a license, but even then, now there is no more license in Florida, so you don't need to have a firearm license to carry a firearm. But what they can do, they can see if you are in probation, okay, or you committed a crime and you're carrying a firearm. That they can see that from their computer in the car. Then you're in trouble because you're not supposed to carry a firearm if you've been a felon. Okay, if you've been arrested or put in jail or you did commit crime in the past, you're losing that privilege. So, but many times I got stopped. The main reason is because I have tinted windows in my car, so sometimes they stop. I just put the windows down, then they can see who's in the car, how many people is in the car. That's kind of a respect for them, and because they're doing a very dangerous job. They're stopping people. How many cops get shot or get killed by just a regular traffic stop? So you make them comfortable. You put the windows down, and if they say, "Oh, I'm stopping you because you have tinted windows, illegal tinted windows," I say, "I'm a PI. Give my credential," and they don't even ask me any question. They don't even ask me my driver license. They let me go right.
So as long as you keep it respectful and friendly, you should not be getting in trouble.
No, I mean, like everything. I mean, you don't need to be a PI, but anybody who got stopped by the police, they need to be respectful
For sure.
and follow instruction. I mean, this is, unless you're a criminal and gangster and you're running because you are wanted and you have a warrant and this and that. But this is not the case. Most of the people are good people, and they have to comply with the police officer. That's the rules. That's what it is.
What is the a life of a cybercrime PI? Because you are expanding your operation now.
Cybercrime PI, it's different. It's nothing comparable with agent, a field agent, someone on the ground doing surveillance. It's more digital. I mean, they're like cybercrime, so everything is based from the computer. They're looking for evidence, digital evidence. We are tracking IP address. We are tracking all those things that can, find out who's doing the harassment, the social media harassment. It's a different way. I mean, it's different.
Okay.
It's more like an office job most of the time, and when you're a private investigator, like regular investigation, you're most outside doing surveillance and doing open investigation as well.
What is the future of PI?
Future of PI. I mean, PI has been around so for long. Okay, the first private investigator, he was a French guy, and his name was
Victor Elbeze.
No, I'm too young for that. He was in the 18 something. Okay, I don't have exact date. I can communicate it to you. His name was Eugène Vidocq. Eugène François Vidocq. Okay, that was his name, and it's a very interesting story because this guy was originally a criminal. Yes. Before he became a private investigator, he was arrested a few times, did years in prison. He was a deserter. He was running away from the army. I mean, he did few crimes, okay? And he did forgery on his identity. That was something that the French government was very, 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 very strong on that at the time, okay? It was a period of Napoleon, okay? Napoleon Bonaparte. And this guy was a criminal. And down the road, he became a private investigator. He made a deal with the police. in Paris, and the chief of the police in Paris made a deal with him, and he said, okay, I can help you to clean the street of Paris of the criminals in less than 2 months. And they were all laughing at him. He said, yes, I can do that. I filtrate all those criminals. I know them because I'm one of them. And I can give you all the name. I can give you all the proof, and you can start to arrest everybody. So in less than 2 months, they arrest over 800 high-end criminals in Paris because him. And that's how he started. He was the first. The police at the time had no organization. They didn't have any archive, no file on criminal. They were arresting somebody, putting him in jail, getting out of the jail, but there is no trace of that person. They had no like a database, and he created that database so he could, work and catch those people back and, work things out very smart way. He was the first person who did footprint digital, like forensic. The ballistic.
It's true. There's a specialist in footprint.
Footprint. He's the one who invented that. He's the one also who started to do the ballistic, forensic ballistic from the guns at the time. He was a very advanced for his time. And he was so good that at one point, of course, the police hated him because he was making them look bad at the time. And he was so good and so powerful that he became the emperor of Paris, which means Napoleon gave him the title of the chef of police of Paris. So he became a police officer. He became, he orchestrated all the investigation, and he became very powerful, very powerful. And on the road, he died old. He moved to Belgium, actually, and he died poor, because down the road, there's a lot of politics, and politics was not very working good with him. So he lost his title, but he did something very nice. Actually, I will love to do a special podcast on him. So I will do my better research, and we're going to, develop more information about this guy. So he was the first private investigator, official private investigator in the world.
Okay, that's a promise. So we're going to create something special in memory of Vidocq.
Vidocq.
Voila. Hey, do you have what are the qualities that you look into the detectives and the private investigators that you hire for your cases?
Okay, so I like to get people with no experience that I train the way I work. Usually, we do have the ability to hire intern. And internship for a private investigator is 2 years, and they have to work 40 hours a week. So it's very good. I like this.
That's what they say in paper. Prepare yourself for 70.
Oh, yeah, it depends. But obviously, it's the best way to learn the job. It's on the ground. It's not at school. To become a private investigator, you have to be an ex-law enforcement at least for 2 years of experience. Or you need a degree or a bachelor degree or anything that on criminal and justice, okay? That will help you and get you your license. Or you need to do and provide 2 years of internship. And I'll be honest with you, the best way to learn this job is to do an internship. And you get paid. I mean, you're not going to make a lot of money, but you're doing a decent salary, okay? And that's the best way because you learn on the ground. You're not doing anything that you really learn the job. Because it's not because even if you're a police officer, that doesn't mean you're going to know exactly what to do as a private investigator. You need to learn as well because it's not the same work that you do at the department that you used to work.
And I understand there's a lot of the private investigation style that is out there. People who retire from police from police positions, and then they believe that kind of training is what they have to bring on the field.
Yeah, and actually a private investigator is not a police officer because police officers are kind of exposing themselves all the time because they work on uniform, they have a badge, exposing themselves. A private investigator work more undercover. It's like more like a spy job. Okay, so it's not the same. I had police officers working for me, and a lot of them were getting cut because they were working like a police officer. A lot of them like to stay in the vehicle. They don't get out too much and follow the subject by foot, things like that. But I'm not saying all a police officer, but my experience, I had different police officers working for my agency. On surveillance, they're not the best. They're very good to collect information, working with other police departments when we need, document and all stuff. Yes, they're very good. I have two of police officers working for me part-time, and I use their quality. I mean, I use their services like that more than anything else.
But there is more than just the training to be a cop. There is required for this lifestyle of private investigation.
Of course, no, it's a lifestyle.
Awesome. Hey guys, this is we make this out of the blue. We are not following any scripts.
Yeah.
I wanted to tap into his mind. I remember, and you need to be in touch if you have any specific question, if you want to propose a subject that you want us to cover, by all means, we are here for you, not only to give you and help you with your problems, but also to provide information about his expertise and how he sees.
Yeah, you can definitely call us, and we can, you can ask for any information, advice. I mean, see something what we can do for you, and we will be happy to help you. No problem. And I say, if you call and that you find our services, you find us through the podcast, and you mention that when you call, I will offer you a free background check. Okay, you can run your own background check, or you can run a background check for somebody.
That's pretty good, especially with everything that is happening around us. We need to know our surroundings and don't fall asleep on it.
Just, better be safe than sorry. You never know who you're dealing with. Okay, I have clients telling me they were married for 15 years with this guy, and they didn't know who that person really was. And they find out he has a secret life. He has a double life. He has children with another woman, another state. And we find that through a background check too, because they own different property. Maybe one of the spouses is not aware that this guy owns a house in Massachusetts or anywhere in another state. And then we find out that this house is also with the name of another lady. So, that's how we can start to find out that this guy had a double life. He has a double family. He was married in Miami and having another wife in New Jersey. Okay, not a wife. No, he was not married, but his mistress, and he had kids with her. This and that. I mean, it doesn't happen often, to be honest with you, but it happens. You have to take consideration on that.
This is very important. It's very generous, but it's so crucial that you guys understand the importance of this offer, because remember, out of 10 people, probably few of those 10 people are around you performing social engineering, meaning they are crafting ways to get information from you for various reasons, for various purposes.
Very right. Like I would say, and that's a big warning that I want to give to everybody, okay? Social media, it's a great invention, okay? It's like everything else in life. You have to use it with moderation. Why? I seen people exposing their children on social media. And this is me personally, I am not a social media guy. I am not going to put my family, my house, my car, my wealth, everything that people put and expose and for the world to see, okay? Unfortunately, not everybody is nice in this world. And it's getting bigger. We have more people on the planet than 20 years ago. Even, I think it's double, okay? So you have more predator. So you have more risk to find and meet a predator. And there is predator, there is child predator, and don't put your kids on social media. Don't expose them, because you can create something very dangerous for them and your family. That's my opinion. Personally, I'm not going to put my children on social media, because you never know.
And you shouldn't either. And this is the warning, and this is the opportunity for you to run a background check on whoever you feel it is coming to your life or wants to be part of your life or is probing. Again, social engineering exists. There are teams of people out there working that each one of them has a part in a role in this social engineering to get your and pick your mind and break through your privacy. And so it is so important what you're saying about social media.
Social media, it's also, look, like everybody, it's not always about social media. In general, people, human nature, they have three lives. Three. Okay? They have the social life, number one. That's the one that you expose on social media. You look good, you want to look good, you expose all your glory. Okay? And then you have your private. So private life, it's only few people knows your private. It's your family, your parents, your children, your wife. They are the only one who knows your private. This is not something that you're going to expose. I mean, a lot of people do, actually. They expose their private life on social, which is social media. That's when things are starting to be dangerous. So you have to very separate all those life. And then at the end, the last life that you have, the third one, it's the secret life. So everybody has a secret life. Some people has a very big secret. Some others have a very small secret life. So secret life is the thing that you only you knows. I will associate your secret life as your like dark and like something thing
only you can know.
Yeah, only you can know. As a lot of people, I met people, they didn't have a secret life. Everything is exposed, everything is shared with their husband and wife. So it's your dark side. I will say it's your dark side. So make sure that the secret and private life doesn't appear in your social life, because then you can be in big trouble.
Absolutely.
This is my recommendation of the day.
And once again, Victor, thanks for this time. I picked him up out of his busy day, and I wanted to run this impromptu for you, for everybody out there that needs to run a background check and get our help. Until then,
thank you.
Episode is going to be corporate investigation, as you promised.
Yes.
And we are going to we start welcome all your messages and anything that you want to bring. I and him, we are reading, we are answering questions on social media, so that we are here to cover the truth with
exactly. Okay, thank you. See you next time.
See you next time.